Welcome back. I can't say welcome back.
Welcome back to our very first episode of this podcast.
Welcome to our first episode of our podcast with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Starring Nick Spineter.
But not Bigfoot.
And me.
Ajay Bacon.
Close enough, yeah. I guess I butchered your name, so fair enough.
Very horribly.
I guess we should start the fact we have a podcast in the first place.
Yeah.
We have a podcast just because we both were like, it'd be fun to talk to each other. It's not always going to be about Bigfoot.
It's a hobby we want to do.
But
it's just our first, how our friendship started was
Yes.
I asked him in a Burger King if he believes in Bigfoot. And this man had the audacity to say no.
The reasonable response.
Not reasonable at all. Can you prove he is not real?
Can you prove he is real?
I don't have to if you can't prove he's not.
The burden of proof is on you.
The burden of not proof is on you.
Shut up. Anyway, so we're named Our Podcast with Bigfoot because he strongly believes in Bigfoot. I don't. We've argued about this for a fairly long time now.
Look, I just like the thought that there's something in the woods.
Okay.
I would prefer to be Bigfoot than something weird, though.
I just don't think there's any evidence.
Could
out
also
there
just
of
be
it.
like, wood people.
Why could it be anything?
That came out weird. People that just like stay in the woods.
I mean, that exists.
That
I'm pretty
exists,
sure.
yeah. But I'd rather it be Bigfoot than that.
Pretty sure the Unabomber did that, right?
I don't know much about the Unabomber.
Alright, first podcast episode, we're talking about the Unabomber.
We're off to a great start in this podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
You may really name drop the Unabomber right now about when we're referring to Bigfoot.
Would
Kill people.
Would you like to give your argument for why you think Bigfoot's real? Wait, hold on. Every time I've asked you this question in the past that we've just like had to talk, you're like, alright, well here's this, here's this.
Look, man, it's just neat to think,
Man, you usually talk about like a missing link or something, but now we're actually on the channel. You're like,
I really don't know if there's still a missing link or not, to be honest.
you did some research after I disagreed with you. Like, AJ might have a point here.
I don't know. I don't do research. I don't actually care enough about the topic to debate it. I'm not part of that Bigfoot research organization that was on Animal Planet where they would just go out in the woods and hoot and holler.
You didn't live the Joe Rogan lifestyle?
I didn't live the Joe Rogan lifestyle.
I mean, you live in Bigfoot and have a podcast, so aren't you basically just Joe Rogan?
Look, my main goal for this podcast is to get Bigfoot on the podcast.
My goal is to have Young Nugget.
That's a less believable goal, actually. I mean, you believe in Young Nugget?
Wait, he makes actual music? What?
You believe he's real? Come on.
Alright, then, so, over our time of knowing each other, we've consumed a lot of Bigfoot content together, as that's something that we've grown to do. Would you like to talk about the greatest movie of all time?
Have you heard of a movie called The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot? Told us Quebec is an island?
Sam Elliott's the main character?
It is.
No, the Quebec's an island thing came from another documentary we watched.
Did it? I thought they said in that movie they have to go to the island of Quebec.
You never said what time you went.
Don't think so. I think the island Quebec thing came from a documentary, and they're like, it's theorized that Bigfoot lives in the island of Quebec.
That's the girl in love with Bigfoot or whatever.
Yeah.
That was gonna be a horrible rom-com thing.
Of her
wanting to be an actual
Bigfoot
documentary, and we're like, you saw Bigfoot once and fell in love with him, and you're dedicating your life to finding your one true love.
I think it's
Bigfoot.
weird. I think it's weird that we were into watching it when we thought it was gonna be a rom-com between Bigfoot and a girl, and then when we found it's a documentary, you're like, we're getting out of here.
Yeah. Well, at that point, she's just crazy.
I can't believe the words coming out of your mouth right now. The audacity you have.
Very funny audacity.
For reference, that's the audio program we're using.
I'm just saying, if you think you're in love with Bigfoot, you're kind of crazy.
Fair enough.
It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, he's real. It's another thing to be like, I want to bone Bigfoot.
What if she actually saw Bigfoot in real life and he could talk and they just formed a romance? And then he went away one day like a dad who's like got a person pregnant. Is like, I'm going out for cigarettes, and just left.
So you're saying he got this woman pregnant and dipped out?
I mean, not necessarily pregnant.
Where's Babyfoot at?
Maybe they went on a romantic date. You don't know.
You're in the air?
Yeah.
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 Alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna keep that part in just for the sake of it.
Keep it in, yeah.
Yeah.
You leaving Bigfoot?
Yes.
I hope it picked it up. Yeah, I hope that mic.
He said yes, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah. In case the mic didn't catch that.
But so the Bigfoot, the man who killed Hitler in the Bigfoot, it is a masterpiece. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a man salute Hitler, but then cross his fingers behind his back so that way he knows he doesn't mean it?
Man went to check his watch and it was a swastika.
What time is it? There's 4 hands on the watch.
I don't know.
And then they thought this man was the most qualified to hunt down an animal, Bigfoot, in case you didn't know, which was spreading a disease that only he was immune to.
And was killing everyone. And then just Sam Elliott shows up with a gun and fights Bigfoot to the death, kills Bigfoot.
But doesn't really.
Yeah, doesn't really.
Fights more.
Bigfoot surprises him because he's holding like a funeral for Bigfoot after he thinks he kills him.
Yeah.
And Bigfoot wakes up and is like, I'm not dead. And like, what, bites off his ear?
Yeah. There's also the fact that Bigfoot doesn't look like the typical Bigfoot in like other movies. Like when you see a Bigfoot movie, they're all big and bulky, right?
This is human sized.
This dude is like the size of like a teenager.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I could kick his ass.
Yeah. So it's out there with a gun being like, I will kill you.
Yeah.
And then through the entirety of the movie, there's this box that Sam Elliott has that he just kind of looks at somberly, like sadly, and something like really emotional is implied to be in there.
Yeah, because like there's this whole like side plot that he found this woman and fell in love, but then he was sent off to the war to kill Hitler, and like I don't want to spoil it obviously, but like it's some emotional connection between him and this woman that he never got to like marry or whatever. And like it teases the box all the time, and it never shows us in the box. He opens it, he goes, nah, and then closes it, and then just walks off into the distance like with the dog.
And that's the end of the
That's
movie.
the end of the movie.
To this day, I want to know what's in the freaking box.
I want to know what's in the box too, dude.
And then never will I forget the day, like, we used to play Fortnite a lot because we were stupid.
The argument was that you wouldn't believe in Bigfoot until he showed up in the shop for a skin.
Yeah, well, okay, so I said, so we were arguing about Bigfoot being real one day, which he usually has some more evidence for, but not today.
I haven't thought of it with Bigfoot in a while, I'll be real.
Anyway, so we used to have this argument all the time, and one day I just go, look, I can't believe in Bigfoot. I mean, he's not in Fortnite. If he's not in Fortnite, then he can't be real. Bam. And then that day, later we go to Fortnite, you check the shop, he gets there first, and he goes, AJ.
Because, yeah, you were in the game still.
Yeah. He goes, AJ, I need you to get here now. Like, immediately.
I need you to throw your game.
Yeah.
Come take a look at me in the lobby.
I get there, and he's just wearing the Bigfoot skin.
They released the Bigfoot skin, everything, the walk.
I hated it there, and I was like, God really dislikes me. That's what I figured out at that moment.
Got the skin.
Oh, yeah, about the skin. Very first game we played.
We won.
We got a battle royale. We hid in, what's it called? A farm?
The shotgun.
We hid in cornfields, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
Frenzy
spot
Farm
had
or
that.
something
Yeah,
like
Frenzy
that?
Farm, yeah.
Fatal Fields.
Fatal Fields, yeah. And we just hit with
the
shotguns
corn.
and we'd kill anyone who came up.
We hid in
And
the corn, and it's like, man, imagine Bigfoot like popping out of the corn with a shotty.
so yeah, got a fat dub on that one. I mean, I guess while we're here talking about Bigfoot and stuff, we want to talk about like other dumb conspiracy theories you happen to believe in.
Aside from those joke ones, like the JFK shot first and like Saddam Hussein.
You can't just say JFK shot first with a mic right now.
And like Saddam Hussein having a Stargate, that's why like the Gulf War was fought. Not really. I mean,
can we discuss the fact that you don't think the Loch Ness Monster is real? You sound like you had something important to say.
Alright, hear me out, y'all. I saw this on Instagram once, and I don't really remember what it was, like who said it, but the moon landing was faked. Alright, now that's a pretty typical one, but hear me out.
Yeah, it's normal.
It was faked because we're already on the moon.
Oh shit!
Right? We're already on the
Wait,
moon.
hold on. What?
We're already on the moon, right? And the Earth is flat, and the bottom of the Earth is reflective. It's like a mirror. So when we're looking up at the sky at night, we're not looking at like the moon off in the distance. We're looking at the bottom of the Earth reflecting the moon back to us.
Okay, so in this scenario, is the moon at least spherical, or
I would hope. Well, I mean, flat earthers say that all other like celestial bodies in our solar system have been observed to be spheres.
what the hell did you just say to me?
You ever heard that before? So the flat Earth, someone asked the Flat Earth Society if Mars is round, is a sphere.
Yeah.
If it's flat, and they said it is a sphere because all other celestial bodies in our solar system and in the galaxy and universe have been observed as sphere. It's just the Earth that's flat.
Why would they believe that?
They're flat earthers.
You know, that's a good argument, actually. I don't
know. I'm not a flat earther. Obviously, I know I'm telling you about this conspiracy, but I don't believe it. We're on Earth. It's round.
God damn it! I hate flat earthers so much.
I just can't. Imagine how I felt reading that. It was like a triple whammy. Like the moon is not the moon landing was faked. It's one because we live on it. That's two. But the Earth is actually still flat.
So JFK shot first.
JFK shot first.
I'd prefer to talk about that one.
There's nothing to it. Our buddy just read it out one night to us. It was like JFK shot first, and then kept going. Well, you can't just say that and keep going. Like, what is he, Han Solo and Greedo and fucking A New Hope and the Cantina? We have a meme.
I guess
that. We'll cut it in the frame to show that one.
I don't want to heavily edit the podcast, but all right.
I don't think it's gonna be that heavily edited. Just plop it in there,
Yeah.
for a split second, and then remove it.
Oh, dude. Okay. While you're here, I'd like to give another formal complaint towards you. This is an old complaint, but still bringing it up.
Is it about me or just to me?
It's about you.
Okay. Does it involve Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell the Eilish story real quick. Probably shouldn't have name dropped her. She'll never hear this. So I went on a date with this girl, right? And so, back then I used to get really heated over this dumbass Bigfoot argument. Because he used to go heavy on the fact he believes in Bigfoot.
I've mellowed.
Yeah. And so I had agreed to go on this date with this girl. And she just texted me one day. She goes, "So why don't..."
She's a friend of mine, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how you met her.
Yeah, I met her because she's friends with Nick, and there was this whole sugar daddy joke going on, and I was like...
I had to moderate their sugar daddy negotiations.
She's like, "How much are you willing to spend on me?" And obviously, did not end up becoming a sugar daddy. I'm a broke college student.
Yeah, but they went on a date.
Yeah, but I wanted to go on a normal date. I was like, "Hey, I'm not willing to be a sugar daddy, but can you go on D&D?"
Now, between us and all our friends, the famous argument between us about Bigfoot is, I always say, and as I said before, you can't prove he's not real.
Which obviously you have the burden of proof on.
So, yeah, whatever. You can't prove he's not real. So, there you go. And so they went on a date to see a movie about some Yeti or something, like a child's anime movie called Yeti or something like that, right? Because this is all that was showing. And I messaged her. I went, "Look, if the conversation of Bigfoot pops up, I need you to say, well, you can't prove he's not real, so, it's pretty believable."
So anyway, she texts me and she goes, "So why don't you think Bigfoot's real?" And I was like, "Well, I just don't think there's any evidence that he's real." And I wasn't heated yet, but she just hits me up with, "Well, you can't prove he's not real." And dude, I've never been so close to slapping a woman in my life.
Probably took you a good solid minute to be like, "Nick told her."
Yeah, I had to sit there. I think it was in the middle of driving to, and someone read the message out to me, and
didn't you have like in the road trip, like your own dad?
Oh yeah.
Decided against you with the same logic as Gary said it.
Yeah. I went on a road trip with my dad and Gary, and freaking, we were at a pizza place like late at night. We were like in the middle of Utah, still coming back to Cali, and my Gary just goes, "You're just angry because you don't think Bigfoot's real." I forget the context to it. Anyway,
Probably took some of your food.
yeah, my dad goes, "Wait, you don't think Bigfoot's real?" And just like started roasting me. They had like a 20-minute roast session on me. I was like, "How am I in the minority on this one?"
But your dad doesn't even believe.
Yeah. He just really wants to mess with me.
And the funny thing is that's right. You're the one that doesn't believe. You have like the logical side of this argument. I'll even say it. But you're the one that gets roasted by everyone for not believing.
Oh yeah. We have a massive group chat of just all our friends, and I'm somehow like the only person in there that like don't believe in Bigfoot, and everyone like roasts me about it all the time.
You think me being the one that's like, yeah, I believe in Bigfoot, they'd roast me, but nah, it's him.
Freaking Kyle.
Then again, though, like, you know, roast me. I gotta bring this up. I have a friend. So we were talking about Bigfoot, and you know, there's like a theory that like it's a species. You know, there's more than one. And I was talking about it, and I brought it up. She goes, "Wait, there's more than one Bigfoot?" Well, like, how would you explain like a sighting in California one day and like a sighting over on the East Coast like the next? And she goes, "I just thought he was a really fast runner." And then the next day she sent me a screenshot of her phone. She goes, "You know, I don't remember when I did this, but apparently I googled how fast can Bigfoot run." I was like, "Oh, you think there's gonna be an estimated number for that?"
Bigfoot can go like 50 miles per hour. It means really going, rooming.
The Usain Bolt of nature.
Oh, dude, the one that killed me the most though was when we asked James. James is Nick's best friend.
Oh, should we wait until he's on podcast for this one?
Nah, we can tell the story now. He can just elaborate upon it later. We asked Nick's friend, or I guess our friend, James.
My best friend.
But Nick's best friend.
Yeah, he's my best friend. My brother.
We asked him what his stance on Bigfoot is, just given the fact that him and me had argued so much, and obviously James being his best friend, I was like, man, he's probably gonna agree with Nick on this one. I'm just curious because James is a pretty rational, smart guy, so I was like,
probably the smartest of us all.
So I'm like, all right, let me hear his stance. And James hits us with, yes, Bigfoot's real. And I was like, oh man, but he goes, but, and I was like, he really had me going. I was like, oh shit, there's a but to this. He's not from Earth.
So we asked him, where is he from? And this dude said, Mars.
So Bigfoot's just a Mars. I'm more willing to believe that one than freaking just Bigfoot's out there. Bigfoot just lives underneath the crust of Mars.
You know, you're so, like, against the thought of Bigfoot being real, and I've said this before to you. If you were just out in the woods, like, doing a hike, and you came across a Bigfoot, you would kill the Bigfoot and hide the body.
Oh, yeah, I can't let you be right.
So that no one else could be right about this being, like, true.
Yeah, I'd light the body on fire. I was like, Nick can never know, because you would hold it over my head forever.
If we were out hiking it together, I'd have to fight you to make sure that Bigfoot stayed alive.
Dude, I'd have to kill you and the Bigfoot.
What do I do if the Bigfoot side with you?
Bigfoot just looks at me and goes, I'm not real. He walks away.
He squares up on me. He's like, why are you fighting this man? Kicks my ass. And he's like, alright, I'm going to fight you. And he's like, why are we squared up?
I'm glad that in our brains, like, Bigfoot is just as smart as a normal human.
Well, yeah.
There's no, like, missing link argument. He's just, like, he's normal.
He's just a hairy dude.
Just gonna find a really hairy guy out there and be like, see, AJ, that's Bigfoot right there.
Mm-hmm. Bigfoot's real. I mean,
no.
like, yeah.
Highly doubt.
Well, I highly doubt that you highly doubt it. I think deep down you want to admit that you believe in him. You just out of spite want to deny it.
What kind of reverse, like, what is 101 psychology bullshit is this?
Am I wrong? Is that not something you would do?
What?
Am I wrong? Would you not be on the other opposing side from me just out of spite?
I mean, I guess that is typically what I do.
Exactly.
For most of our friends. For those who don't know me, I will just take the complete opposite position of most of my friends just to get a laugh out of it. Do you think there's like a Bigfoot courses in college?
Huh?
You think there's Bigfoot courses in college? Because there's classes you take on like Kanye West.
I think I almost said it. But I think the college I went to had like a cryptid mythology type class.
Oh. Go learn about Mothman.
Our friend Natalie went. Well, our old friend Natalie went.
Our friend, the person, she was like an acquaintance to me.
Yeah, our acquaintance who now lives in Florida and thinks she's a witch.
I don't think you should name drop her too much. You might see this actually.
Well, I'm not gonna name drop her. We'll just take out the part where I first started saying it and caught myself.
I don't want to edit this.
Just
Alright,
bleep it out,
fine,
man.
fine. Alright, so like other passions of ours would include like video games. I just want to give people an overview about like what we're gonna be talking on this podcast about.
I have a passion to play horrible video games.
You know, I didn't think you were gonna go that route, but that's true.
I mean, I love playing horrible games.
You still haven't played Farming Simulator with me though.
What's a masterpiece?
You have that opinion about
Also,
that?
it's expensive.
It is like $20, surprising. And it's an open world game.
Yeah, when you told me it was open world, I actually got really sad because like, oh wait, it's more than just like an RTS type thing. Like it's an actual like.
That's what I expected when I went into it.
Damn. I want to play Farming Simulator now.
By the way, I didn't buy Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just my family accidentally got me a PlayStation Now. They meant to give me like a PlayStation Plus gift card, so I didn't have to play for online. But they gave me PlayStation Now. I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna use it. And there's not really any games on PlayStation Now that I don't already have. So, I mean, there's the Infamous games which I like, but I was just going through. I was like, well, I have to get something here because this is like $60 of value.
You could play the OG God of War games.
You could. It'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, so I downloaded Farming Simulator. Couldn't figure out how to buy property.
You could play the best game to ever exist, Tokyo Jungle.
Why do you always make that joke?
It's actually a really good game.
What even is Tokyo Jungle?
So, I think it's called Tokyo Jungle, like apocalypse happened or something, like Tokyo is overrun, you know, by nature and all that, and you play as an animal, and your main goal is to go find a mate.
What?
Create offspring. You gotta fight throughout like the jungle of Tokyo.
The jungle of Tokyo.
You can play as like a little Pomeranian and go fight a lion.
What?
I'm not even joking. And you work your way up. And then when you beat a harder opponent, you unlock it to play as, if I remember correctly. And then you go and you find a mate, and then you breed. I don't know, I had to fucking clap.
You had to make the sound.
I had to make the sound. You breed, and you have a little litter, and then the one you're playing as stays there, you know, and then the little, you know, fucking herd of hyenas run off to go.
Basically, you're just playing as an animal living a normal animal life.
Yeah, but you fight other animals.
Well, I mean, normal animals fight other animals.
I don't think a Pomeranian is ever going to fight.
Well, no. Not that specific matchup.
I don't think it would even win if that's possible.
Well, yeah.
But, like, in the game, you can play as a Pomeranian. I don't really remember what the actual animals
but normal animals do fight each other.
Well, I know, but, like, it's the fact that there's, like, two completely, like, domestic and, like, wild animals going at it.
What do you think would win in a fight, a gorilla or a bear?
Well, gorillas have thumbs.
Okay, bears have claws.
Yeah, that's true.
You're really
Both can
contemplating
climb trees.
I think a gorilla can climb better, though.
Pretty sure.
How would that help him in a fight, though?
Pretty sure gorilla have advantage.
Do you think he's gonna go to like top rope and just slam down?
Yo, like if the gorilla climbs, the bear's like, I'm gonna come at you.
Elbow of justice.
The fucking gorilla can just like swing down and kick the bear off. And like, what's it gonna do? Grab onto a trunk with its thumbs? It don't have no thumbs.
I'm going bear because I'm pretty sure like black bears or like whatever the biggest bears are bigger than gorillas, and typically nature bigger animals just win fights.
I don't know. That's a good
Gorillas
question.
are definitely faster. I think. Am I be wrong on that
what
one?
type of gorilla we're talking about as well?
Silverback gorilla, I think. Are you googling this? Do you want me like how fast is gorilla? Miles per hour.
How fast is gorilla? No, I'm just looking how big a silverback is.
Okay. Audience, we're gonna have to wait for the answer on this one. I keep hitting my bottle cap, and I'm pretty sure it's picking up the noise. Oof.
Oh dang! I looked up like biggest gorilla in the world, and they were talking about it. A silverback that was like the biggest, and like sadly it was shot.
What?
In 1938. I was like, that's so sad.
Why was it shot? What?
I don't know.
I thought you were about to be like Harambe was the biggest gorilla. He got shot.
How big are silverbacks? Oh, well, It says Western gorilla can be 350 pounds and Eastern gorilla is 330 pounds.
So Westerns are better.
Western gorilla is 5.2 feet.
What?
Doesn't sound right.
No. That's shorter than I am. What? Gorillas are huge.
There you go. I don't know why it said that. Alright, adult males are 1.4 to 1.8 meters, 4'7" to 5'11", with an arm span that stretches from 7 feet 7.
5'11" still sounds short.
Yeah, but their arm span is 7 feet 7 inches to 8 feet 6 inches apparently.
So like, gorillas are just big and chunky. They're not actually like tall.
I guess not.
Huh. That information surprises me actually. I just thought gorillas are just like huge.
Bear versus gorilla. Wow, I typed in bear versus. That's the first thing.
Well, yeah. What other matchup is there? Gotta know. It's gonna win. Bear v gorilla. I wasn't expecting a whole Google search for this.
You got me, hey, man.
We need like Joe Rogan has. Was it Jamie? He always just make some Google stuff and pop up for him.
Someone, I don't know who this is. I'm just gonna read this. It says a grizzly beats the silverback 10 times out of 10.
What? What says that?
I don't know.
The Genghis Khan Chad gang, just like.
Genghis Khan, Chad gang. I remember when he got canceled. Genghis Khan.
Oh yeah, on Twitter.
And, like,
everyone was like, "Man, Genghis Khan did so much bad things." God.
It's like, yes, I know this. I've studied the history of this.
I forget. Did you ever watch Atlanta with me?
No.
Oh yeah, Katie and Gary were the two.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah. There's a line in there where one dude's talking about why Asians are so short. He's like, Genghis Khan killed anyone who was like over like 4'11". So genetically they made everyone short. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not true. Like he did some pretty messed up things, but I don't think that's true.
I don't know the validity to that.
It's a pretty weird cutoff.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you were telling me about a video game earlier, and I cut you off.
Was I?
Yeah.
What was they telling you about? I talked about Fortnite.
I asked you if there was any video game before we started the podcast.
Oh, you mean the Callisto project or whatever?
Yeah.
Dead Space, like,
I was like, is there any video games you're looking forward to? And you started telling me about it. I was like, wait, no, this might be podcast material.
Yeah.
Hit me with it now.
Because we were just getting ready to set up. I mean, yeah, I think it's called the Callisto Project. I could be wrong in its pronunciation. If I remember correctly, it's made by the same guy who.
I mean, you didn't mess up the pronunciation of moose earlier.
Yeah, I called them Meese. I'll be real with you.
And you did twice. Even after correcting the first time, you were
I
just
called
like,
myself the first time. I was like, wow, why would I call him Meese? Anyways, Meese. I'm not smart enough to catch it the second time.
Yeah. Even though you just corrected yourself on it.
But the Callisto Project, I'm assuming, is how it's called. Or Callisto, I don't know. Callisto, I'm gonna call it. You know, not much I know about it, but like if I remember correctly, it's being made by the same guy who created like Dead Space. So I really like Dead Space. So I'm waiting for this.
Oh, is that just all the information you had?
That's all the information there is. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
They like released a trailer and that's about it. They announced it at the Game Awards. When The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year and everyone flipped their lid about it.
I guess I shouldn't have like cut you off earlier and be like, this podcast material. You were literally like,
there was really only like a second of material for it.
Yeah.
But Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah, you actually like that game. Controversial stance.
I like it until the end. I mean, I also think they kind of rushed what they did with Joel. I think they could have done it better, or picked anyone else. But I guess there wouldn't be that emotional connection like you had with Joel from the first game.
It's a weird, controversial video game because it became so politicized at this point. Because now people are like, well, if you don't like it, you're just sexist and like homophobic.
Yeah, but on the other hand, people think like people who don't play it think certain characters are certain ways because they only heard they didn't even look at the leaks, they only heard about the leaks, and it's like, well, then you're completely wrong. Like Abby,
Oh yeah, a lot of people thought Abby was trans.
But she's not.
Abby's not the trans character. The trans character is actually the best character in the game.
I'm actually very interested. And they're Lev, right?
Yeah, Lev. Best storyline. I'm not gonna
spoil it.
I mean, I guess they already won Game of the Year. It's been out for a while now.
And if you don't like it, you're not gonna play it.
Yeah,
And also, it got leaked well before it even came out.
We'll put a spoiler warning out there. We're gonna talk about Last of Us
2
a little bit right now, but yeah. So I love best character because the best storyline because they come from like wasn't tribe or island people.
Tribe, I forget what they're called.
And they're just like a group of like racists or anything, and sexist. Like they're kind of like a Nazi group, kind of.
I don't say they're like a Nazi. They're like, like they adhere to like ancient civilization type.
Yeah,
roles.
I guess that's more fair.
The trans character was supposed to marry an elder, if I remember correctly, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be a warrior like his sister, and so he shaved his head. And they're like, "Well, that's like not cool, so we got to kill you."
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
Yeah, so
that's not cool.
they go back to talk to their mother at one point after they've already fled and like gone their
Mother
life
tries
saved.
to kill her or him. I mean,
Yeah, mother tries to kill him. You gotta be careful
wait,
on those.
no, because the sister's there too, right?
Think so.
I think they both. I don't know. Try to kill him.
Yeah. So best. Also, a lot of people thought that like a lot of the like lesbianism is like forced on you, but like we already knew.
Very new from the DLC.
From the first game. Like it's weird that people are like, man, they're forcing LGBT rights on this when in reality, like, well, the first one already had that in there.
Yeah.
Wasn't also it doesn't really come up through the majority of the game. Like, yes, does have like a girlfriend, but like, who cares? If you really had an issue with that, then you are just are homophobic.
You don't really even interact with like I think her name is Dina.
Yeah, Dina. Yeah.
I wish there was more Dina. Like she's an interesting character as well.
Well, any character that has like a love interest, you want to know more of the love
what was
interest.
his name? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, the Asian dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main love interest in the game is also pregnant from another guy.
Yeah. And he comes to help.
Yeah. You're supposed to actually like the guy, and then he
I like him a lot.
freaking gets yeeted off this planet by Abby.
Yeah. I can't remember his name though.
Apparently, you didn't like him enough.
I mean, he didn't last long enough.
That's true. That's actually a complaint I've heard from a lot of people. Is like a lot of the enjoyable characters don't get enough time in the game. Because half the game you're spent as Abby, which a lot of people consider a hated character. Like a lot of people just hate Abby.
Another reason, I think another more popular YouTuber than us, Nakey Jakey, brought it up. The whole point of like the story is like she's killing these people and like having a hard time coping with like killing these people who killed Joel. But then when you're in the game, you're massacring like hundreds of people.
I think it was weird that you just referred to us as YouTubers because technically I guess we are at this point.
I mean, yeah, but like, the other video said another YouTuber, implying we're YouTubers as well.
That's true.
We're just hanging around.
It's weird to think about.
I mean, I wouldn't really consider us YouTubers. It's a hobby still.
Yeah.
But
we're just people who do YouTube at this point.
That look of realization that hit your face, like, we are. It's like, did you have a problem with me saying Nakey Jakey? It's the dude's YouTube channel name. And then you're like, you call us YouTubers. Like, well, yeah, like, we're doing YouTube. Where is this gonna go? YouTube.
Yeah, true.
And we're doing one, we're probably gonna do more.
It's just weird because like this is like some, you grow up or like in middle school watching a lot of YouTube and stuff, and like I never viewed those people as like a career field per se, but like being a YouTuber is a career field. Like for me, it's been a career field like for so long.
You're an entertainer.
Like there's literally millionaires. Like
I say halfway through high school is when like just as like people in general started viewing YouTube as like a career, like an actual career option.
Yeah, well, depending on what generation you are, people older than us probably still.
For me, I should say.
Yeah, for our generation.
The generation after us already sees it as a career.
Yeah, and so like it's weird to be like, well, I'm a YouTuber because like usually for a job, right, you have to go have an interview or some prerequisites. Where YouTuber being a career, you can literally just like grab your phone, record a video, and bam, and then you're that. And so technically, that's what we did. We didn't have a phone. We
actually got a mic, and we're actually using audio processes and trying to film and do other things besides just recording ourselves talking.
Yeah,
we actually want to put effort into it.
But
we're also not expecting anything out of this.
Yeah, we're not taking it like overly seriously, which is why it's weird to think about us as YouTubers.
We just kind of want to share experiences with the world.
Yeah, just talk about weird stuff. Apparently, review Last of Us 2 as a goal.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting... Oh, back to that, by the way.
Oh, okay. Hit me with it.
I don't know. Are we going to go back to that? That's up to you.
Dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's review Fortnite next.
fun to play with friends, but bad game overall. Fortnite.
I was expecting actual review, but yeah, no.
I mean, you know, that's all I got for it. Last of Us 2, fun gameplay, good graphics, good setting, you know, but you know, story's just not. It's okay. It's story.
Like, there's not really a story there.
Story's like 6 out of 10 for Last of Us 2. No, for Last of Us 2. No, not Fortnite. Well, there kind of was a story for Fortnite for a while, and then they went, you know what? We can just have Marvel and Disney just give us their products to put in, and Predator.
Just have all the money in the world.
And then Halo and God of War.
So Master Chief from Halo.
I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah. Dabbing from Fortnite.
Man, I'm ready for. I want to see what that Ubisoft Star Wars game is going to be like.
Oh yeah. Ubisoft just got the contract to sub EA to be able to make.
Well, there's no exclusives as far as we know, but they're just going to be like, hey, we want to work with you for this one, because EA is still probably going to handle its own titles.
Yeah.
They'll probably lose Battlefront too. They'll probably go to Activision or something.
I hate EA as a company. I'm so happy about this.
I don't like EA either. Well, yeah. So I think I explained to James the other night. They got. Let me look up when they got.
Oh, more Googling. I like how we went from like wanting to talk about Bigfoot to all of a sudden, just because we didn't script this at all, we were just like, let's go. And then talk about video games because that's what we know a lot about.
EA got the Star Wars license on May 6, 2013, it says. That's when they announced it. So they had since 2013. How many years ago was that?
7 years.
7 years. And
I guess we're in 2028.
They released, in the past 7 to 8 years, they've released 4 games. EA for Star Wars.
I mean, that's not that bad.
Alright, well, hold on. Battlefront was fine, the first one, but there really wasn't much substance to it, you know?
Yeah.
As far as I can remember. It was fun, but, you know, eventually it was like, whatever. It's just Battlefield with the Star Wars skin. And then they released Battlefront 2.
Problems with that one.
That had huge loot box problems. That's where, the whole, it's a surprise game mechanic type stuff from EA came from. But eventually EA was like, whatever, DICE can handle it. And DICE fixed it and solved the problem. Then they came out with Fallen Order. Great game. I love Fallen Order. Though it has some issues, not graphical, just technical issues, at least when it first came out.
Can I just say it's funny that, phone games basically set a trend for actual video games?
Yeah, and I hate it.
They're like, alright, let's make in-game purchases. Because you can just download a phone game for free, right? And the way they make money is actually, in-game purchases. If you want to play more, or have, some kind of cosmetic or something like that. Or for, Clash Royale, if you want to buy packs.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. And so video game companies saw phone games making a ton of money, and they're like, what if we just did that for normal video games?
Yeah. But, yeah. And then they released Squadrons for EA, for Star Wars. Yeah.
I haven't played it at all.
We'll cover about, how, AAA game studios modeled themselves after, gacha games. But, yeah, then they released Squadrons, but I'm pretty sure Squadrons was just a last-ditch effort to try to make money, because EA probably already knew that Disney was Disney probably told EA that, hey, we're going to cancel this contract once it's up, or whatever. And so they probably, last-ditch effort, it was Squadrons. Because let's be honest, I don't think Squadrons is selling very well. It's already, on sale. It's in triple packs for, the other 2 games, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really think it's, Also, to be fair, and I don't know, I've never played Squadrons, but Starfighter Assault in Battlefront 2 is the least, it's the most dead game mode to exist. And Squadrons is basically just that, but a bit more complex.
Yeah, overall, EA just kind of sucks. I play Madden a lot because I'm a big football fan.
But even that's just the same game every year.
Same game every year.
Slightly graphically updated.
And not even necessarily better all the time. There's versions that come out where you're like, oh, that one's worse than it was last year. Game mechanically is usually about the same. There's sometimes differences.
FIFA?
I mean, I've never really played a FIFA game.
That's the most notorious one.
Yeah, well, that's because internationally people just like soccer.
Yeah.
But the same concept as Madden, just comes out the same game every year.
Same game every year.
Yeah, so EA, not a good company. Ubisoft, though, love them.
Decent company.
Yeah. Make the Assassin's Creed franchise, which we all love.
Yeah, even though Valhalla's a bit glitchy.
I mean...
But, whatever, it's fine. It's no Cyberpunk glitch.
Disliked Assassin's Creed. Well, not disliked, but not been impressed by Assassin's Creed game for a long time now. I haven't played Valhalla yet, but you guys have. Our friends.
So good.
Yeah.
It's up there. I think the last, true game I had fun with on Assassin's Creed technically it was Black Flag, but technically it would be Rogue. I'm gonna say Black Flag because they're basically the same game, just different stories. Like there's no real difference between them. Unity, not good. I hated Unity. I hated it, and the fact that some of us want to go through a 4-player co-op of Unity. I'm only doing it because I like playing bad games.
Probably not even gonna do it. Oh, you said that earlier, and you didn't really. Let's have you elaborate on some of the bad games that you've played, just so people get a reference.
So I call it Come Delivery, but it's Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Tell me about that.
So it's supposed to be it's a first-person RPG type game based off of in Middle Ages. Be honest though, in my opinion, pretty shit.
Yeah.
I think the combat is bad. People will probably maybe you're just bad at it. Maybe I am just bad at it, but I also think a game where you have to have a certain item in order to be able to actually save wherever you want is not exactly a good RPG game.
That's fair.
I don't think for RPG games you should be relying most of the time on an autosave system.
Yeah.
Fallout 76. I pre-ordered that. I gave you a beta code for that.
Most people got that one because everyone loves the Fallout series.
Yeah, and it's.
So I wouldn't say you're unique in that one.
No, I'm not. But I played it for a while and I stuck with it. I stuck with Battlefront 2 for a while when it was bad.
That's just because you're a huge Star Wars fan.
I am.
You could give us the whole lore of Star Wars, in depth. Some people think they know Star Wars just because they know the movies. No, you can break down everything that's happening in the books and just.
Yeah. So I was also a big comic fan, so I was like, I'll just read the comics. Fun.
Yeah.
And major shit happens. Oh, okay.
You check me anytime I start talking about superheroes. You're like, actually.
Yeah, I hear the Duke Nukem game that came out by Gearbox about 5 to 10 years back. I don't really remember how much it is, Duke Nukem Forever or something. I hear that's bad, but I've never played it. I really want to. I hear it's one of the worst. Watch Dogs 2. It feels like a fan fiction for the first Watch Dogs. I haven't played the third one. I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Truly a connoisseur.
Yeah,
bad video game.
I looked at my list.
You made a list?
Well, just my trophy list.
Oh, okay,
of bad games. Not a bad game, but of all my games. I'm gonna look at my trophy list and see what else is bad. Minecraft, obviously. Ghost of Tsushima, obviously. No, that's a great game. Dead by Daylight.
You need Minecraft too, which a lot of people consider that.
I like Minecraft as well. I don't think it's a bad game.
I
was just making a joke about those two.
I'm gonna get canceled instantly, but I don't like Minecraft.
That's fine. I just saw it. Dead by Daylight is a fun game.
Glitchy.
But
the hitboxes are awful.
Glitchy and broken.
I don't even though a game's glitchy, but if it's still fun, I'll still consider it a good game.
Yeah. Overwatch. I'm just kidding. I don't play Overwatch at all anymore.
I'm in Diamond.
You're in Diamond.
Top 15% world, baby. I think that's how the percents break down.
Yeah. Oh god, Genshin Impact I played for a little bit.
Oh, you were into those anime waifus?
No, I wasn't. I just wanted to see what it was like.
How could you be anti-anime waifu? I mean, you can be a cat girl in that game. Who's anti-cat girl?
Gary.
No, he's anti-cat boys. He doesn't want me to live my full life as a cat boy.
That zombie game, the Nazi zombie game trilogy, the sniper one.
Oh.
It was a good game, but we were just having some difficulty playing it.
Well, that's just because we're bad.
That is because we're bad.
Wait, it was Sniper Elite Zombie.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't Starve is a good game. Apex Legends. Now, I know a lot of people be like, Apex is good. I don't think it's good.
Who wanted Titanfall without the Titans?
Our friend, who used to play it all the time.
True.
Nico,
Yeah.
come here and pick out your piece.
Well, I'm gonna go get pizza.
We're 44 minutes into this. This sounds like a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Alright. See you later, guys.
We're getting pizza, guys.
Yeah, we're getting pizza. Peace.